Welcome to OmTimes TV, a division of OmTimes Media and Broadcasting. Welcome to the Enlightenment Academy, where the journey of discovering your inner magic begins. In a world filled with endless possibilities, we invite you to explore the depths of your being and unlock the mysteries of your true potential. Through insightful teachings, transformative practices, and enlightening conversations, we empower you to access the brilliance that resides within you. Join us as we embark on a path of self-discovery, empowerment, and spiritual awakening. Are you ready to tap into the infinite wellspring of magic within you? Here is your host, Venus Castleberg.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. So happy to be here with you. Hello, Angelo. Hello, Kimberly. Yeah, I am excited about this topic. I wonder where we'll go today. The Grither. Hi, the Grither. Hello, Amanda. Yes, please give me a shout out. I absolutely love having people here. I love having people call in and ask questions, and you can also ask questions in the chat. This is your hour where we dive into whatever would be a contribution to you. So there are no bad questions. So feel free to ask whatever you'd like. You can also call into, I'll come up with the phone number here in a second, 202-570-7057, I think. Yes, I got it right. Yay. Okay, cool. So you can call in. Hi, Micah. Valuing you, a path to greater fulfillment and success. Valuing you. What does it mean to you? What does valuing you mean? What does self-worth mean to you? Like, how would you define self-worth? In my personal experience, I've spent many, many years, I would say I've spent more years alive looking for validation and value and importance and self-worth in other people than I have within myself? But what if value and self-worth comes from here first? And then everything around you will kind of reflect. I don't know, have you ever noticed that? Like if you're having a bad day or you don't feel good about yourself and you notice like everything around you, hi Christina, everything around you like confirms, see, I knew I was a worthless pile of poo. Everybody around me is either acting that way towards me or right. Like there's this like suddenly you're like, oh, I feel like poo, and now everything around me reminds me of how bad I feel about myself. Instead of when you're like in your truth and you're knowing and you value you and you get you, everything around you reflects that back to you too, right? So what do you choose? Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. I usually struggle with imposter syndrome. I am sure you're the only one that struggles with imposter syndrome. And it really does come down to learning to trust yourself and trust the process and trust whatever's coming through. Even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to anybody else, trust you. Trust that you know something that maybe nobody else knows. Trust that you have an awareness that maybe nobody else has. And you may never even get somebody to say, oh, I totally get you, or I totally understand that, or that totally makes sense to me. You might get the opposite, or you might just not have people really understand. But like self-worth is what you find within you. And it's not based on anyone or anything outside of you. As I need to stop being such a people pleaser at my own expense. Yeah, I can see that one too. But like, so, self-worth, if you value you, then are you like trying to please other people, right? Like the pleasing other people is like you're still trying to like prove you're worth something to them. You're trying to even get them to like you or validate you. And this starts very young when we're kids, right? We're taught that if you do good, you get an A. Or if you do good, you get a good girl. Or if you do good, you get, a pat on the back. Good boy, great job, right? But if you do bad or you don't do what they want you to do, suddenly you're bad and wrong. Instead of getting the magic and the miracle that you are in here, even if nobody else sees it, right? Now, that being said, I want to just not gloss over this piece. And I know this can be really hard for you to believe. I know you're not really, really going to believe this, but I am not perfect. I know that's really hard to believe. I am, but that's not valuing you or self-worth. Like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I still, do things and go, was that my best choice? Maybe, maybe not. But I innately know, and I know some of you are like shocked. I innately know that where my heart is, right? I innately know who I am. I do. And sometimes I forget, just like everybody. But I still have times when I fall down and I skin my knee, or I try something new and it flops on its face, or I say something to somebody and I go, maybe that didn't come from the best place. Maybe I was in reaction or something, right? But that, like, who I am and my self-worth isn't based on what I do. So get this for yourself. Who you are, your value, your self-worth is not based on what you do. It's who you innately are, right? Cool. We have some comments over here, so I want to. Cool. Welcome. Regarding imposters, Had to learn and still am that if I just say it, write it down, then the worst that happens is it's not relevant now or at all. But it improves my hits in a session, and increases the understanding of how my team communicate with me. Absolutely. Yep. Because, and I know I say this a lot, and I learned this from Access Consciousness, but there is no right or wrong, good or bad. So they're like, even what I even like labeled for me as mistakes, I really don't believe that they are mistakes, right? Every choice you make, you learn something new. But those choices are what you do, not who you innately are. So finding that self-worth, finding that value that lives within you, even if nobody else ever sees it and nobody else ever gets it, right? You get you. Embrace your imperfection. Helps highlight the good of you. Absolutely. The greater sacrilege. I'm sure you guys are commenting on that I'm not perfect. I find it very funny because I spent many, many years trying to be perfect and not willing to even look that I had any flaws or, so I definitely tried to be very perfect. Cool. So feel free to type in, call in 202-570-7057 if you have any questions. I'd love to talk to you, facilitate, coach, anything. I'm available. We could just get on the phone and chat. You are welcome to call in. We'll put that number in the comments so you can, because I know I say it pretty fast. Now that I have finally committed it to memory. It only took me a few years. See, I'm not perfect. So you might be somebody out there going, okay, great. I can kind of get what Venus is talking about, but not really, because I'm still hoping and wishing somebody was going to validate me and tell me how great I am and tell me that I'm perfect. And then I will be whole and complete. When you get your own value and your own self-worth, everything in your life starts to line up. But if you don't value you or get your self-worth, it's like the universe kind of is like, hey, hello, are you paying attention over here? Yeah, you're still judging yourself over here. You're still not, you're still making yourself wrong over here. Instead of like being like, okay, maybe that wasn't my best choice. And what did I learn from it? And what can I do going forward? Because I know my heart. So what does your heart say? And one of the greatest practices is, and if I sound like I'm repeating myself, oh well, because this is just such a big practice. But there's a great practice that you can do daily. And every day, write down 3 things that you're grateful for and acknowledge about you and your capacities, right? Your superpowers. Like, what are you able to do? You're like, wow, when I really want something, I actualize it just like that. Write that down. Wow, when I give readings or am serving others, I really change people's lives. Write that down. Wow, I'm an innately kind person. I'm an innately, that was a really kind gesture. I looked at somebody and actually smiled, looked them in the eyes and smiled. Do you guys get how rare that actually is in the world right now? Like, so many people just won't even look at you. They'll just look, it's like they're so afraid of being seen or so afraid of connecting or so afraid of, I don't know what, right? So what a contribution is it when you can look somebody in the eyes and smile? Give them a smile. I have this beautiful story. I love to tell it. It's a friend of mine. There was a gal in the town that she was living in, and everybody said, steer clear of that one. She's really angry. She's not a very nice person. You just don't go near her. Just give her a wide berth. Walk around her. And one day my friend was walking down the street. Sure enough, that gal came up and she had that moment, okay, am I supposed to cross the street or whatever? And she didn't. And she came up on the woman and she said, Hello, I know you don't know me, but would you like a hug? And the woman took a hug very gratefully, and she said, do you know what? I've never had a hug in my entire life. That just blows my mind. Like, she never had a hug in her entire life. No wonder she was angry. No wonder she was grumpy, right? But like, those moments that you make a difference for somebody doesn't require, you don't even have to hug them. It doesn't require much. But like, acknowledge those times when you actually make a difference for somebody, when you say something to somebody and it changes their life. That's you being you and worth being grateful for and acknowledging. Hi, Simon. Welcome. So 3 things every day, write them down. What are you grateful for, or what can you acknowledge about you and your capacities? Things that you've been able to do that maybe nobody else, you're like, I didn't see anybody else do that. Now, I'm just going to tell you, because I know it'll be tempting, maybe we need to share this. But this list is just for you, just for fun. It's not for anyone else, right? But this exercise changed my life, because after 1.5 years of doing it, you don't have to do it that long. It took me a long time to get my value. Probably longer than other people. Oh, well. But after 1.5 years of doing this every single day, I finally started to like myself. I finally started to get that I didn't need somebody else to validate me, that I liked me, that I thought I was a cool person. I was like, oh, I think I'm an all right person. Because these beliefs that we somehow believe something's innately wrong with us are most likely not even ours, right? But suffice it to say, maybe in this lifetime or another lifetime, you made a choice that maybe wasn't your best choice, but you've been beating yourself up and punishing yourself for it ever since. Would you be willing to let that go? Destroy and uncreate that. Right, wrong, good, bad, puck, pot, all 9 shorts, boys, povets, meons. And that's the clearing statement. You can find out more at theclearingstatement.com, but it's an access consciousness tool. And it's just a way of letting things go, right? So, but everywhere where you think you still have to make amends for damage done, and you're still not able to see how brilliant, talented, fabulous, unique, loved, beautiful being that you truly are, because you're punishing yourself for something you did maybe not even in this lifetime. Can we destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, puck, pot, all 9 shorts, boys, povets, meons. What if you could be grateful for you? Do you think you might be able to find some self-worth and some value in that, in you, from that exercise? Give me a thumbs up, a yes, no, maybe so. Yeah, Amanda. Yep, I totally understand. I was abused too, so I get it, but there does come a point when, like, the abuse that you suffered, and I know this is hard to hear sometimes, but is usually the same abuse they suffered. They received that abuse and they didn't know how to do any different, and so they abused you. And if you didn't go on and abuse others, you broke the cycle. So acknowledge that. Be grateful for that, right? When I was abused when I was young, and when I was about 18, I became a junior camp counselor at a camp for kids. And when I was a junior counselor, I had a cabin full of kids, all around 10 to 12 years old. They were all, young kids. And 10 out of the 11 of them had been abused. And because I had experienced abuse as well, I was able to really listen and be there for them and help them through that. If I hadn't been abused, I don't actually know that I could have done that, right? So if we can look back and go, okay, this happened for a reason, or I was the one that I chose to break the cycle, or I was able to be there for somebody else. Can you find something to be grateful for to break the trauma of it and just be like, okay, that happened. It wasn't great. I'm not, please don't tell me I'm not discounting it at all. But I was able to start to go, okay, thank you. I'm glad I could be there for those girls, right? So what has come out of it that you can be grateful for? Who are you now because of it? Are you stronger for it? Like I said, did you break the cycle for that? Because a lot of abuse goes from generation to generation to generation. So can you be the one to break that cycle? Like, what is it? What is it that you can be grateful for? And those are the things that you're going to start to see. Yep. Who makes you who you are today? Absolutely. Like, I don't look back in my life, and that's true. I like that. So Finley says, not everything happens for a reason, but we can give a reason to everything that does happen, for sure. And we can find something to appreciate about it, to be acknowledged about it. So making us who we are today, making us stronger for it, right? So what are the things that you have that you know? And if you feel like commenting, I'd love to see them. I'd love to acknowledge and celebrate them with you. But what are some things that you can be grateful for about you, or some gifts and capacities that you can acknowledge about you? Would you be willing to share? Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, I already told you my big secret. I'm not perfect. And I do hope that sometimes you at least get a chuckle, because I'm funny and I crack myself up, which is something I acknowledge about myself. Thank you very much. And if I only crack myself up, that's okay. Yep. Simon, I'm a survivor. Awesome. Yep. Thank you. Great acknowledgement. Amanda, sober since 2017. Yay. High 5, high 10, high 20. That's awesome. Great job, honey. Right? What else can you be grateful for, or can you celebrate? What gifts and capacities do you have? Right? Like, are you psychic? Are you aware? Simon lost 160 pounds. That's amazing, Simon. Congratulations. Chris is, I'm grateful for my gift of creative writing and imagination. Absolutely, Chris. I will second that. That's awesome. Yay. Meaning I'll second that for you, but whatever. Take that however you want. Cool. I'm grateful for my body and my dancing abilities. Awesome. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, right? So what are the things that we can be grateful for ourselves about to kind of flip that switch of focusing on what's wrong or where we're messed up all the time? It's so easy to judge ourselves and make ourselves wrong and focus on that, right? But then remember how I was talking about in the beginning, like when you're in a crummy place, how everything around you seems crummy. But then when you're in a great light place, everything around you starts to get light and fun, and right? So this is the energy of also taking whatever gifts, capacities, abilities, things that you're grateful for about you, and turning them into maybe something that you can do for the world, or a successful business, or right? But that, like, going, okay, I am good at this. How can I make a successful business out of this? Oh, I do have these capacities and superpowers. What can I do with this to make the world a better place? Like, right? But like that willingness to go, okay, I have this energy, I have this acknowledgement, I have this stuff to be grateful for, And now how does it ripple out and affect the whole world? How does who you are, who you be, ripple out and affect the whole world? If you're looking for an amazing book that will probably change your life, it changed mine and my family's and a lot of people around me, but it's called Being You, Changing the World. It's by Dr. Dane here. I recommend it to everybody I talk to, just about. So Being You, Changing the World by Dr. Dane here. Just such a beautiful gift. And just that invitation to being you, exactly as you are, exactly as you're not, and how you can change the world from that. It's not by being somebody else that you change the world. It's by being you. Cool. I know I'm worthy and I know I'm loved. Ego gets in the way sometimes. Yep. Well, everywhere where you're buying the lie that you're anything other than worthy and loved, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, pot, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Says I can't hear you. I'm just assuming you said yes. Grateful for all my psychic gifts, but my sense of humor too. Awesome, Simon. Yep, I agree. And Finley, I'm grateful. I'm too stubborn to stop pursuing my dreams because I didn't plan to live beyond 21. 10 years later, I'm grateful I get to keep trying things and overcoming. Awesome. That's really great. Yeah, I didn't think I'd live past 35. Interesting how we have those points of view. They don't really, but yes, that's great. I love that, right? Tenacious. I had a teacher once call me tenacious, and I was like really offended for a while. And then I was like, actually, that's a really cool attribute. So I now take it, and I'm grateful for it. Awesome. Thank you. 36 here. Yep, me 30. Everybody had a death by date that has passed, and so we're still here. So what can we create since their death by date passed and we're still here? I wonder. That's a great question. So the exercise, I quit my job today so I can do this full time because I need to be able to provide this business for my full attention. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah. And how, Finley, how did the world get so lucky to have you exploring and embracing your gifts and bringing them out in the world? That's awesome. Really, truly. Simon wanted to have a good-looking corpse. I adore you, Simon. That's awesome. Okay, so the automatic writing, there's a couple things. Write down the 3 things that you're grateful for about you, acknowledging about you. And then you can also, automatic writing is great. It's kind of like a channeling messages from the universe. You can pull information in, and there's a few questions that you could be asking. What are my strengths as a psychic medium or as a psychic, depending on what you do? How can I use my abilities to help others? What talents or gifts do I possess in my practice? So meaning you're like, so you could write down these questions and then just let whatever comes through as you start writing. Again, just other questions that you can be asking so that you can tap into that like stream of how great you are, how amazing you are, how talented you are. And there's an amazing poem that I'm going to read for you when we come back from our break, but we're going to take a quick break right now and we'll be right back. Okay. Thank you. See you soon.
OmTimes TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. OmTimes Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, OmTimes offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an OmTimes magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on OmTimes TV and broadcasting it across the extensive OmTimes radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. OmTimes. Open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
I love how the little girl at the end of that, it's like, hi. So, little things touch me every once in a while. Christina did say, she says, now I feel weird. I always thought it still do. I'd pass at 90 and still be dancing. Cool. And I'm going to encourage all of you to let go of your death by date. I know this is a little bit side note, but I think it's relevant here since we all had a death by date. If you have I'd be lucky to live till I was 80 or stuff like that, then unfortunately, your body has the ability, this isn't unfortunate, but your body has the ability to regenerate itself and live for hundreds of years. There's been documentation of it, so it's possible, right? So, but we've bought this lie that we can only live a vital, healthy, handsome lifestyle and, up until some certain point, and then we think that our body has to deteriorate and then we have to die by this certain date. I would encourage you today that if you have a death by date, that you destroy and uncreate it, because if you have a death by date, your body then has to start to kill itself off to die on time. So you have the ability to live as long as you like, healthy, happy, handsome, all of that. And if you want to just go to sleep one night and never wake up, you can just choose that. But you don't have to make yourself sick so that you die at a certain time. You can just a choice. So everywhere where you have a death by date, can we destroy and uncreate that and get you into choice? Right, wrong, good, bad, puck, pot, all nine shorts, boys, po, bads, mans. Happy to see that Simon is still dancing at 63. That's great. It'll keep you young. Dancing, I believe dancing will keep you young. Cool. So I promised I'd read this poem. I'm sure you've heard it. Marianne Williamson. I think some people think maybe it came from Nelson Mandela. So I'm just going to quote both of them. It came from one of them. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I'll let that soak in for a minute. You are a miracle walking, just in case nobody told you that today. So my encouragement for your home play is that you take some time to connect with those questions, to write down your own value, your great gratitude. And I wonder how you will feel and how your self-worth and your value will feel after that and what you can create from that. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. I am going to do a visualization on this very topic. So, finding a comfortable seat. This is a visualization to boost your self-confidence and self-belief as a gifted individual. So maybe you're psychic, maybe you're psychic medium, maybe you have other gifts, right? Cool. So breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. With every breath, letting yourself relax deeper. If you're driving, though, please, I may have already said this, but just want to make sure nobody's out there trying to do this while they're driving. Now, closing your eyes, relax. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. Relax your eyelids, let them be heavy. Breathe in, exhale out. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale and relax. Inhale and exhale. Feeling your feet on the floor. Maybe touching the energy of the earth beneath the floor. Inhale in, exhale out. And let's lower the walls and barriers, even the ones we don't know about. Push them down, pull them down, destroy and uncreate them. And just allow this beautiful opalescent white light to pour down from the heavens over the crown of your head. Letting this opalescent white light, as it passes over your body, washing away anything that's no longer serving you, judgments, belief that something about you is innately wrong or bad. Just let it wash you clean of the negative thoughts about yourself. And also letting that opalescent white light surround you. And just feel how aware you are. And how this opalescent white light has a calming, protective feel, not like walls and barriers or containers, but more like the brilliant light that is you, shining so bright that it pushes darkness away from you, that it transforms darkness if it tries to come near you. And just feel that opalescent white light from the crown of your head all the way to the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers. And now imagine a small glowing orb of light in the center of your chest, representing your inner power and psychic abilities or gifts and capacities. With each breath, see this light grow brighter and expand, filling your entire body with this warm, confident glow. Let that golden light infuse every cell, touch every fiber of your being. Feel it radiate from the center out in all directions. Let yourself connect with that inner power that is always with you and always in you. And let it expand and maybe fill the room that you're in. Expand this golden light to include the building that you're in. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. Take that warm, golden, confident glow out to include your state or your country. And feel it reaching out to the other countries connected to your country. And just perceiving that golden light of your inner radiance, your inner power reaching all the way around the world. And as you pass around the world, maybe say hello to those other people that are doing this with you right now or in the future. Let your power, your light, reach all the way to the far side of the moon, to other universes and galaxies. Becoming your own lighthouse, becoming your own being of light that is a beacon of possibility to others. That brilliant light that gives other people permission to shine, gives other people permission to value themselves, to be grateful for themselves. And just observe how some radiant lights are crossing your light as we all expand out and touch each other, connect with each other. And now imagine yourself in a scenario where you are using your psychic abilities or your special gifts with absolute confidence, with that inner trust and knowing in who you are. See yourself giving accurate readings or connecting with spirit guides or receiving positive feedback from those you help. Let the value of you and what you have to offer and who you are touch everyone you come in contact with. Experience the affirmations and the success and the satisfaction and the self-assurance in yourself as if it was happening right now. Trust yourself right now. Trust what you know. Trust what you give. Trust in the inner workings of the universe. And let yourself be successful. Well, I don't know how much of that you heard. I guess my mic got turned off. Hopefully you just dove into that energy and the music. I don't know how much you heard, but really just having you tap into the brilliance and the talent, and the amazingness that is you, and letting that ripple out and affect all areas of your life. Letting yourself expand your energy, and let your brilliance and your talents affect people around you, your computers, your cars. Letting that light that you are just radiate out to the far corners of the universe, the far reaches of the universe. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. And just feeling into becoming aware of this brilliant, talented, fabulous being that is you, that is always you and always with you. Breathe in, exhale out. And slowly begin to bring yourself forward, coming to the present moment, bringing with you all that energetic awareness that you had. Because while you may not have always heard my voice, there was still so much going on. Bringing with you all of the awareness of how brilliant and how talented and how successful you already are and can be. Maybe rubbing your hands on your thighs or your hands together. Relaxing the whole body. Just really coming forward. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day.